Dr. Stone!
So, yes, Dr. Stone still piling on the fire.
I want to start with, I hate it. I'm shipping trash, but like that moment with Kohaku and Senku.
Yeah,
man.
like
Holy
it's funny.
fuck!
I think I'm bettering myself as a human being because when I saw that, I was like, I didn't immediately. Because here's the thing, right? I didn't immediately go like, oh wow, shipping. I was like, wow, some friends, you know.
Yeah. Like,
so, but then I went back to
what I was
shipping
gonna
trash.
say was like any other series, it would have been like immediate ship, like they gonna fuck. But like with this one, because of how Senku is, it is just like that is some wholesome fucking friendship, and like just the way Kohaku acts around Senku. She just has so much trust in him. Just so much trust. So much, I don't know, just happiness. Like, it's how you act around a friend, a best friend of like 20 years. Like, I love it. It's just, she just seems so happy to be around him. So happy to talk to him. And I live for it. I think it's very wholesome. And I just love that whole conversation.
It's just great. So, wow. Okay, so I am accepting, like you said, you called this, so it's going to be a process. They're going to basically, I like how they did this. So for them to build the rocket to the moon, they're going to have to go and find parts from all around the world. So, I mean, if you're not going to the moon.
Because space can only be an end goal.
Yes. Okay. So
shout out, by the way. I did want to shout out to the guy that was mad about me making the comment about aliens being the end goal, like the last thing you can do in a series, or like that comment was fucking hilarious. Just want to shout out. Thank you.
Thank you for the clout.
All that for a drop of clout. You were upset. But hey, man. Passion. I feel it.
So, I love it, right? They're reviving people. You know, Sozu is now the leader of Treasure Island, as it's now called.
Which I think everyone predicted that, because is anyone like, oh no, Sozu. Oh, I'm going to miss him. No, fuck him.
Not really. His presence wasn't. He was forgettable.
Boring character.
Like he was extremely forgettable.
I mean, I'll say like clearly he was there as like an Oda style flex from the author. Like, yeah, I planned this from like chapter 30. So props for that.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. So now Sozu's going to be the leader of this place. So now they have another ally. So I like that because
they gained two strong fighters, okay? So they have the guy that's literally now, like, a slave to fucking Ginro, which is the best thing I've ever seen. Oh, my God. And then they have multi-boob pocket lady. So, two very strong fighters. And, yeah, like, be my loyal lackey, honorable bodyguard. And he's like, yes, sir. And then he's, like, carrying his shit. Like, this is...
Ginro's the best, bro. So Ginru has his own stand now. It's great. It's good too, because you know there's gonna be a moment where Ginru's gonna have to prove himself. Like this guy at some point.
He's gonna do all of Ginru's bitch work for like half the series, like 100 chapters, and then he's gonna be gone. And he's not gonna be there, and he's
not even that. I legitimately feel like he's gonna get to a point where this guy's gonna question Ginru. It's like Ginru. He's gonna have his
like, are you really my lord?
Like you're fucking lazy blah blah blah, not like a rule war. And then Ginru's gonna have to do a moment where he's gonna have to prove himself, and he's gonna go back to the original what we're gonna see here, right? Because why would you consider serving someone you don't really have any respect towards, right?
Yeah.
So Ginru,
that's actually a really good theory or prediction, and I like that. But also back to your stand comment, I do hope that there is a moment where Ginryu is trying to be all cool and he poses, and then he like the guy poses behind him. Please.
Like I do what my master does.
He's like, what's his name again? I will never remember names.
Who?
The guy that is, I don't fucking know. Oh, Matsukaze. Yeah, so he's like, Matsukaze, pose with me. Do I have to? It's an order. Pose with me.
So this is interesting really development here. So I know so I don't know if you're with me, right?
Okay.
So when they're deciding who's got to be like going on like the small crew team to the fucking thing, I bet you were like when he said
I was not Taiji.
No, because I was like, because Magnus like, okay, I'm going up there, right? He's like,
Yeah, as a pilot, he's already
why don't
there.
we have
But
a
like, yeah,
tournament,
no, I
right?
have something to say about this for sure, right? So he says, whoever's the best scientist at the time we build the rocket, and I'm like, it's gonna be Chrome. It's gonna be Chrome.
Yeah, that's what I assumed, but he was just like, everyone's like,
100%.
no.
There's gonna be a moment where Chrome fucking surpasses Senku. 100%.
But is that a death flag right now?
For
Is
who? Chrome
is
or Senku?
Is Senku doing a whole death flag to himself right now?
No.
Whoever
I
will be
just
the
think Chrome
best
is gonna
scientist
surpass
is the
Senku.
day.
Shut the fuck up. I just think Chrome is gonna surpass Senku as a scientist. Like he's gonna. I don't know, it's not going to be like, oh, I'm officially smarter than you in everything, because that's not how that works, obviously, but he's going to have a moment. There's going to be, like, a specific moment where Senku, like, gets something wrong, and then Chrome's like, actually, it's this, and then Senku's like, holy fuck, that's never happened to me before, you know what I mean? Like, and it's going to be beautiful, because I love Chrome, and he my boy. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, watch I be right, and Senku just dies.
I'd be sad, but also respect, because, like, any series that kills the main character. Oh, but would that mean that Taiju's the main character again?
No. But would it be so funny? Taiju's like, haha, Senku's
It's my turn to be the main character again, and then Chrome just steps in frame.
Then Chrome comes in. It's like,
it's Mr. Steal Your Protect slot.
he's like, Goku's like, Mr. Steal Your slot again. Oh my god. He's like, it was so funny. It's like, all right.
Yeah, there was even a moment at the end of the chapter where he's like, we gonna need a fighter. And then Taiju's like, oh yeah, Tsukasa.
He's like, that's right, I hear you.
No, obviously that's not. What's really happening here is, Taiju's like also being like, Tsukasa, but like my headcanon, because I love shitting on Taiju, because that is the running gag that will be here till the end of this series, is Senku like, all right, and then we need a fighter, someone who's capable of fighting on the moon. And then Taiju's like, oh yeah, and then he's like about to, and he's like, that's right, Tsukasa. And he's like, oh.
I find it so funny too, because now the author's trying to make this remember that.
Hold up, your audio.
The original scene.
Your audio fucked off bad. Try again.
I find it funny too, because the author's trying to make us remember the original three was Tsukasa, Taiju, and Senku.
Oh man. Yeah,
and he's trying to make it seem like that Taiju's fuck is still reign supreme, regardless of Senku, friendship NTRing him with every new person we have. Like right. Chrome came in, and Tsukasa.
You can't pretend that like Senku is still like. They never hang out on camera. We never see them just chilling. Either way, with Tsukasa though, I love. As someone who, like, I'm a nostalgic motherfucker. As someone who really, I look back at like, not like, because early Dr. Stone was a little weak for me, but like, like when Senku was on his own, with the village. But like, it was just so cool to see at the end here, the scene where they originally or depetrified him, when they needed him to fight off the lion. And I remember this line, you two will never be in danger again, I'll do all the fighting, right? And it's just exciting because it's like a return to form. It felt like almost. I'm trying to think of a good example. It feels like whenever One Piece does like a thing where you remember like some early shit, like when One Piece did its time skip, and then like there's a lot of like references to the beginning again. Like, oh, we're back at Sabaody. Like this is kind of that. Like we're coming back to Tsukasa. That's gonna be a big deal. And because they have the petrification, ray, Dr. Stone as they call it, they can heal his sister. Because remember, that was the whole thing. Like, we can petrify her sister, we can do that now. And then that should be healing her, right? Because weren't they theorizing that it had, like, healing properties?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like, his sister should be all right now. And then he'll be down to fucking be their fighter. So, like, honestly, it's Senku, or it's a Tsukasa as good guy. It's here we are. It's happening.
Yeah, I fucking like that shit, too.
And that's crazy. Now they have so many. They just stocked their entire goddamn group with so many good fighters. Like they went from like 2 to like 5.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead and say what you're saying.
So I'm just liking how everything's kind of shifting now. We're getting into a lot of good stuff. So does this mean now that we're essentially going into a Taiju, Senku, Tsukasa portion now, right? Like, are we breaking that mold?
I feel like they're all going to still travel around the world. Now, see, that's interesting. I'm glad you bring that up. You know what? I'm so happy that you're here to film these with me, because, like, honestly, I wouldn't even have thought to talk about that, but now I really want to. The problem I had with Promised Neverland was too many characters, right? There's a point where there's so many that you can't give, you know, everyone kind of a role, and then they just kind of feel like they're kind of like dead weight. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I would actually quite enjoy it if we kind of cut the traveling team down to like bare essentials. You know, like instead of like the 20 people we have now, like I don't know, 5, 6. Like I'd be down with that a lot. I don't know what the reasoning would be, because I mean, I guess they could, you know, certain people that wanted to be dropped back off at the mainland, you know, where they started, home base, they could drop them off, and then whoever wants to go with us on the expedition around the world to get the parts for the rocket, we do that. I hope they do that. I really do. That'd be fucking cool as hell. Like, all right, we need someone for this job. We need someone for this job. We need someone for this job and this job and this job. And then they get a bare bones team and they go. I'd be down as fuck.
Yeah. So, hold on.
Bless you.
Thank you. Sneezels. So, we get that. So the only issue with that is that there's too many people who's useful to not come, right? Because like if we limit it to like 5 people, so we have Senku obviously,
Senku, Chrome, you can leave Taiju.
Unfortunately, they have to bring Taiju.
Who says?
Because honestly,
the man was gone from the series for like 60 chapters. You don't gotta.
Taiju better than Magma though. So you can't deny that.
No,
anyway.
I'd literally prefer Magma. He's a more interesting character.
He's
funnier.
I don't prefer toxicity.
The man just
Did you forget that whole fucking chapter I had?
No, I did not forget the rant. Because you want to know why? Because that was the one that we filmed when you were here for the con.
Fucking toxic ass piece of shit.
And then someone was like, "No, bro." That was when he stole the gun, right?
Yeah, he stole the gun. Oh god.
But either way, Magma's
hilarious. Fine. Middle ground. Yo, that's the middle ground. Final offer. The cop boy.
Oh yeah. Go. I thought his name was Go.
Yo.
Oh yo, you're right. I fucked up the letter. I thought you said Rio.
Shooty boy.
I was like, who the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, one shooty boy.
Yes, absolutely the cop. Although I doubt, because like, He did kind of MVP last arc though, didn't he? Like, wasn't he the one that like dived, like he got the boat, dived into the water? Or not the boat? What the fuck? He got the petrification device and dived into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he MVP'd, but like, I'm trying to think of a story reason that they would like be like you specifically. I don't see Senku ever being like, you. You know?
So it'd be like Senku,
Chrome, the fucking pilot for the ship. You know, the person steering the ship. Tsukasa. Well, would you? Yeah, I guess it'd have to be. Okay, maybe not 5. Maybe like less than 10.
You guys need Yukio too.
One Hiri boy. Obviously, you need your chef. Because we've seen them make this decision many times in the manga. Where like who's the first person we're gonna depetrify? The chef. We can finally eat good again.
Yeah.
That's tough, man. But I don't know who they'd pick, and I hope the author surprises us. But like, I do hope that happens, because I think it's only good for a series when you limit some of the characters. Like, if there's one thing I hate about, like, it's like a pet peeve of mine in every series, it's like needless, hard to remember, generic faced background characters. Now, Dr. Stone does not have that issue like almost at all. Like, Promised Neverland has it hardcore. Dr. Stone's background characters are pretty good and pretty memorable. But, like, the more you add, it is just an inevitability that eventually they're going to start getting a little like, ooh, who's that guy again? You know what I mean? And before you top it and say, not me, listen, bro, there was a time when I had time in my life to fucking... When I read Bleach, I reread every fucking chapter 5 times. I went on the wiki to study each character and their history. I fucking did theories. I went on forums and posted, like, oh my god, you know, my thought. And, like, yeah, sure, I remembered every goddamn background character in that series because I had the time to. But, like, people that have jobs and, like, so much other shit going on, forgive me if I forget a fucking background character here and there. So like, yeah, I don't know. Like I personally typically prefer it when it's like a smaller cast. And then if you want to have like a big cast overall, then like cycle through the small cast. Like that's kind of why I liked what Oda was doing. Oda started doing this in One Piece when the crew got so big. He would split them off into different, segments. So then
Oda does as well. Stone does as well. Black Clover, Black does as well.
So yeah, I would like that a lot. Actually, I think that'd be really cool to have kind of like a more contained feeling crew. I like. All right, we're going to this place now, and we're gonna have like. Because the more contained the crew is, the more like personal moments you can have, like this moment with Senku and Kohaku here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, honestly. Because character moments are some of the best shit, and I feel like when there's too many people, they gotta go through like this conga line of like everyone having a comment, and it kind of ruins like the back and we don't get as much back and forth because like everyone is just like this, you know what I mean?
So, yeah, I get it.
So I would love that, honestly. I love that you made
everyone gets a fair amount of screen time, I feel like, besides the characters who are known not to talk a lot.
True.
You know?
Also, I did have to mention, did you see that fucking Suka has like that's Melon Girl's name, right? Suka?
Mm-hmm.
She has like a male counterpart in this village with another thing on his head.
Really?
Bruh. Literally page 1 when they're fucking okay, hold on a second. Yeah, page 1 of this chapter when they're fucking depetrifying people. She depetrifies like a boy version of her.
Oh.
You see it?
I see that.
Yeah. So like that's just cute. That's adorable.
Oh shit, she found a playmate, I guess.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Like that's just like, oh my god, that's adorable. I like that. Let's see other things. Ginryo taking credit for the depetrification. That's pretty funny. He is really the best character, isn't he?
Oh my god, how uncanny. So yeah, it was a really nice.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to talk. Let me see if there's anything I want to break down in the actual conversation they have. Like Senku kind of just being like, oh, it's all rotted away, and then, I'm trying to think here. Yeah, they kind of just do the typical like that's science. I'm trying to think. Yeah. I guess it's a lot of what they talked about there was like hardcore metaphorical. Not a lot I can pick apart from it. Just kind of like a, hey. They kind of pass their ambitions on to us, so we're going to do it. Typical anime speech there, so.
Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff being hyped up here. I'm happy that they're, the craft is probably going to take a while to make. So, I'm guessing, I guess I'm going to start with my predictions now because I'm looking at something really else I want to talk about. So,
well, first, I guess the next thing is to revive Tsukasa.
Yeah.
Right?
They're going back to the island. Now, what could happen is that maybe, you never know, the island they come from might be kind of in danger. You never know, right? Because out of the frying pan into the fire, I guess, right?
I mean, like, we just got a message from them, and they didn't seem like in danger. They were like, oh, Senku, you had a weird message, you know what I mean?
You never know. I mean, it does take a while from the goat to travel.
I mean, okay. I wouldn't doubt. I'd like a calm down arc, personally, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, you never know. It's they have to be more alert now. And
unless the Y-Man literally fucking like Madara Uchiha's down to the fucking Earth on a meteor.
Well, I assume he has, minions. Like what villain doesn't, especially in a fucking manga.
What villain doesn't? Oh yeah, and then we find out they're aliens.
You probably have like his very cliche, like my 5 generals. Like,
Yo,
I love that.
My 5 generals.
Like
send the Akatsuki.
Actually, the one thing I did want to talk about.
Yeah.
The one thing I did want to talk about is how they said that the Sozu's dad actually destroyed most of the petrification devices.
Thank you for bringing that back. Yes, good. Thank you. Good, Thurman. Good. Yes, and I'm glad that was answered because now that really means that like the one they have is one of the last, if not the last, at least on Earth currently.
Yeah.
Let me actually go back to do you remember where that said? Let me read the actual dialogue to make sure I'm not missing something.
Page 5.
Okay. Fuck. Okay, yeah. So, a whole storm of them, and he left lying around. My lord saw to the destruction of all. No, now hold on. I don't think that's. So it's his dad, because this guy was implied to be like alive like centuries ago. We're talking hundreds of years.
Oh well, yeah, you know what I meant.
So whoever was the leader of the village back then.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Ginru's look alike.
Ah, bruh. Yo, okay. That's still crazy that Ginru... That he probably is genuinely related to him.
Most likely, yeah.
Oh, Ginru had a badass fucking relative? Oh, my God.
That's going to be more information, too, about it. You never know.
Yeah, so... Ours is the last... Okay, so... Gen seems to think that it is... He just says it outright. Like, ours is the last one. Not like maybe it's the last one, maybe it's one of the last. Like,
maybe it's the last one for this island.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be a little weird if it was the last one.
Because if that was really the case...
Well, I mean, obviously the Y-Man probably can make more of them on the moon and then just yeet them to Earth.
Yeah, so maybe because if he has, like, generals and people like that, I'm assuming that there's more than one in different areas of the world. Because I'm gonna be real, because it kind of takes away from the danger if like oh yeah, by the way, we destroyed all of them a long time ago, but we kept one just in case. I mean, why would you?
I think you're right.
Why would you keep one if it's so dangerous? And for me, this guy's Lord, the Ginru clone answer seems like a good guy. So to me, it feels kind of stupid to just keep one for safekeeping. So you probably kept one just in case, like there are more. I think kind of like nuclear war thing. Like we have one,
right?
If we have
destruction shit for sure.
Yeah, so kind of like insurance, right?
Okay. Just scrolling through. I think that's basically everything. They do the fuck. Oh, sorry, hiccup. They do the fucking like, don't cry. This isn't goodbye forever. And like, I've seen so many shows where they say that, and then like it actually is, and they fucking die.
Or they never show up to Treasure Island again.
Oh, yeah, the author forgets.
That's actually so funny.
There's I will never get over it. There's a fucking filler in Bleach, but it like, okay, so it's like not really a filler. Like there was a story in Bleach that like Kubo wanted to do in the manga, but he didn't have time. So then like the anime animated it as filler, but it was actually canon because Kubo wanted to do it, right? Because he put in like the volume, like, hey, if you saw that filler in the anime, that's legit canon because it was something that I drafted up, but I decided I didn't have time to do it, right? So like it's a whole story about how they find like this guy abandoned down in like the pits of Hueco Mundo or whatever, and like Rukia literally ends that conversation with like, I promise we'll come back and save you, and because it was filler, they just never do.
Oh.
Like literally, it's a guy that is abandoned down there, and they're like, "Oh, and then they get separated. And they're like, "We'll save you, I swear," and they never see him again.
Wow, oof. He's lost in the abyss of filler.
Oh, like half canon, half filler. He's like a fucking anomaly, an amalgamation, a disgusting, horrifying abomination of God.
I always thought that Nozomi arc was a filler.
Which one? Oh, the green hair chick. It is.
Yeah, I thought that was filler.
It is.
I thought that was filler. Okay.
That is filler, yes. Oh, that was good. It was good filler.
So it was like I to be fair, I was the type who just like when I saw it on, like whatever episode I started on watching in Toonami, I just watched it from there.
Good ass fights. Like the thing about Bleach filler is it had really good fights. Like they choreographed some like movie level fights.
So I like the part where, like, I guess, like, someone was making, like, evil clones of, like, all the captains and
so you
like
basically
that.
got these dream fights. It was, like, the anime's excuse to do all these fucking dream fights. Like, who do we want to make fight who?
And shit like that. So I thought that was cool. And Nozomi was, like, a fucking... They made, like, Ichigo's, like, I don't know, like, familiar, like, more important than he was. Like, Cone, that's his name is, right?
I couldn't hear what you said. Ichigo's who now? Ichigo's what?
His familiar, the one he gives his body to when he goes to
the Mod Soul, Cone? Yeah.
Yeah, Cone. Was he ever important in the manga? Or was
he has an importance when he first shows up. And then, like, he's just kind of a side character after that. So, yeah, it was cool that they made him more important.
Yeah.
It's one of those characters that, like, they show up during their arc. They're important during their arc, and then they become, like, a background character for gags.
Oh. One of those, okay.
Yeah. He's like also the pervert character of the show as well. There's a couple, but he's one of the more prominent ones. Because he's a stuffed animal, there's an amazing scene where Rukia steps through a door and like steps like on his face on accident, but then like it shows like his eyesight and it's like right up her fucking skirt and he's like, nice.
Yeah.
Classic.
Okay. Classical shit.
Yeah, but anyway, with Dr. Stone, yeah, I mean, Tsukasa time, straightforward chapter. That's all I got. Final thoughts, predictions, number rating for your dumbass.
Yeah, I'm giving it an 8.
8.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Fairly decent chapter.
Predictions?
I had mine already. I literally gave mine early.
All right. Peace.
Peace.